never felt like down. I never felt like down.
A voice echoes in the darkness. The damp air, the eye-watering smell of something rotten, the darkness in which she can't see more than an inch ahead, their combined weight turns her thoughts to mush. Who is this? The girl can't remember what happened a few minutes ago. She can't even remember where she was. The girl vaguely remembers hearing the voices of men. She also remembers going down on her own free will. She's pretty sure she used an elevator. On the way down, it became clear to her that this was not some joke or urban legend, but a truth about this city that she really shouldn't get involved in. When she realized that, she started frantically mashing the stop button. But that's all in the past now. To humans, time only flows in one direction. It is asymmetric. Because of that, there's no way to return to the past from the present. That's just the way it is. By the time she realized it, she was already deep in the heart of hell. Frightened by the darkness, she puts her hands on the wall. Sticky, festering juices cling to her fingers. It reeks of blood. It's soft. Even knowing that this spatter is the remains of human entrails, she crawls her fingers forward along the wall crying. Because if she didn't, she won't be able to move forward. She won't be able to proceed into that darkness. She won't be able to escape the footsteps that have been following her for a while now. What the hell? There's nothing she can do but scrunch her face tight and walk on, her hand raking over the viscera. Viscera? What was that? With each step she takes, she hears fresh screams emanate from within the walls, and the shuddering sound of something banging against metal. Is it another dead apostle? What the hell is this? She can't believe the voices come from members of her own species. The screams are so visceral that they must be tearing their throats and lungs apart. They continue to call out as though they don't even care about the damage, pain it causes them. But their bodies are already beyond help. Without limbs, they hang from the ceiling like bagworm moths. She runs away, ignoring the pleas of those who are already done for. Light, a lamp. She wants a lamp more than anything right now, because if she had one, she'd be able to escape. The men who guided her here had snickered that there was a goal. In that case, there must be an exit somewhere. That exit is the only way out of this alive. What's left of her sanity continues to cling to that hope, even though she knows deep down that's all a lie. She keeps nervously looking back over her shoulder. It suddenly occurs to her that she didn't come here alone. I must have come here with my lover. That stupid man that brought this up. That's why I said I'd give it a try, just for fun. It's all his fault. I hope he dies. I hope he dies soon. Let him die before me, and then I'll be alive. I'm the only one who's gonna make it, because I'm special. What the hell is this? I've done nothing wrong. There's no reason for this to happen to me. This kind of thing is reserved for people who are dumber and more vulgar than me, or more fortunate and lucky than me. It's got nothing to do with me. I'm not involved. I've lived virtuously. I've lived a pretty normal life so far. I'm going to continue to live a pretty normal life. So it should be someone else who would go through this. The dim light vanishes. Darkness fills the room, and within it, she can see that she's on fire. The arm she'd stretched out to torch the wall has already ceased to exist from the elbow. She looks down at her body in panic. Her clothes have long since burned away. Her skin is charred, her internal organs and flesh exposed. The fats in her flesh are burning a deep, deep red that's almost captivating to look at. She laughs in relief. After all, she finally has a light. What the hell is this? What the fuck? An anatomical model of a human laughing loudly. A human torch illuminating the darkness. And then a single piercing blow of mercy. She burns up, spewing out boiling blood. What? Whoa! What was that face? She drinks her fresh blood, as if to savor that warmth. Hell falls back into darkness, finishing his pittance of a meal. He walks across a hell that is absent of its master. Behind him are countless corpses. The people who wandered into this cemetery, and the dead who used it to inhabit it, are all reduced to ashes by that river of flame. That voice. Even his breath forms clouds that hang in the air. Leaving behind a red trail like a slug, he slowly trudges toward the surface. He must go and hunt down the mouth-watering prey that his underlings had just discovered. So do we just not go to school then? Do we just skip school? Cause fuck it. Arquade happily looks around the hotel room. I'm still speechless after everything that's just happened.
それで、俺は何をすればいいんだよ、具体的に。
とりあえず移動するわ。私の部屋は守りには向かないから。そうね。見晴らしのいい高いところに行きましょうか。
I like this music. And so, here we are. Arquade flagged down a taxi on the main street and we took it to the next town over. She checked us into a room at one of the most expensive hotels in the area. Well, I say room, she actually booked out an entire top floor. It was like she's a celebrity.
人間の建築技術ってほんとめきめき向上するわよね。こういうのなんて言うんだっけ？一発千金？日進月歩？まあどっちでもいっか。ほら見て見て式。さっきまでいた路地裏があんなにちっちゃくなってる。
Arquade has opened a small gap for herself in the curtains and seems to be having fun looking at the scenery through the window. I am by no means in the mood for this. This place isn't a hotel room so much as a fortress that happens to have been built on top of a hotel. The blackout curtains, the furniture that decorates the room, and even the materials used for the walls and doors are significantly more luxurious and sturdy than the ones you'd find in your average hotel. Since we've rented out the entire top floor, no other guest will come up here. This room even has a monitor that shows what's happening in the lobby on the first floor. I'm struck once again by how the pedigreed people that use the hotel rooms like this are like totally different breed to the rest of us.
今夜はここに隠れましょう。 あ、宿泊費のことは気にしなくていいよ。
What, you got bank or something?
私お金持ちだからおごってあげる。
Damn, I guess so. Speaking cheerfully, Arcoid pulls away from the window. She said it was a great lookout spot, but it appears she's already tired of the bird's eye view of the city.
アルクエイド、お前何考えてるんだ。
I let out a sigh.
何って別にいろいろ考えてるけど。
いや、そういうことじゃなくてだな。男とホテルの一室なんて。
I was about to say something, but I stopped. My role here is just to be a lookout for this self-proclaimed vampire. I don't have to say anything superfluous.
いや、いい。好きにしてくれ。
変な式。いきなり怒ったり黙ったりして予測がつかないね。
I'm not sure what's so funny, but Arcoid is laughing. Meanwhile, I'm standing right next to the door, still very much on edge, keeping a watchful eye over the entire room. I'm the complete opposite of the relaxed Arcoid. I'm exhausted and desperately want to rest, but if I want to sit down on the sofa now, I can all but guarantee I'd be out like a light. No matter how desperate I get, I can't allow myself to become that defenseless.
式、何か飲む？ここ飲み物がたくさんあるみたい。
I hear a carefree voice coming over by the mid-bar. Needless to say, the bottle in Arcoid's hand is some form of alcohol.
あのな、未成年のくせに酒を勧め。
I bite my tongue mid-sentence. I'm not actually sure whether she's underage or not. I don't care to know though, so I'm not going back, but I'm not about to ask.
後で自分で選ぶからいい。それより。
No matter how tired or bewildered I am, there's something I have to clear up. What exactly is she? In other words, how dangerous is the situation I'm in right now? Even if the answer defies some common sense, I can't sit down and relax on the couch without first trying to understand things as best I can.
それより、お前に聞きたいことがある。のんびり休むのはその後だ。
構わないけど、どうしたの？急にかしこまって。
Well, of course I seem serious. I haven't let my guard down for even a second since I ran into you. Anyway, that aside.
真面目な話だよ。結局のところ、お前の目的って何なんだ？
私は吸血鬼を追ってるだけよ。吸血鬼殺しが私の役割だから。
ああ、確かにそんなことを言ってた。けど、お前は吸血鬼なんだろ？
何？仕切ったらまだ私のこと信じてないの？
嫌っていうほど信じてるから安心しろ。俺が言いたいのは、どうして吸血鬼であるお前が吸血鬼を殺すのかってことだ。それおかしいだろ、理屈的に。
あら、四季は同族同士で殺し合うのは嫌いなんだ。
同族じゃなくても願い下げだよ。あのさ、吸血鬼は人間の血を吸う鬼なんだろ？なら殺す対象は人間であって同じ吸血鬼じゃない。お前が殺すのは、その...
If it's blood you're after, then wouldn't it make more sense to target humans?
吸血行為と殺害行為は別物よ。ま、それでも四季の言いたいことはわかるわ。同じ種族同士、助け合うべきだって言うんでしょ。けど、吸血鬼は同じ親から派生したものであっても、それぞれ異なる進化を遂げた固有種のようなものだから。人間でいうところの仲間意識は希薄なのよ。
じゃあその、お前が探している吸血鬼は、お前とは違うっていうのか？
ええ、私とは別種の吸血種。私が追いかけているのは人間の吸血鬼だから、あなたたちが抱くイメージとほぼ一緒よ。人間の血を吸って吸い殺した人間を使い魔にして少しずつ勢力を増やしていくってやつ。朝の使者覚えてるでしょ？あれが吸血鬼に殺された人間の末路。人間として死んだのに まだ死にきれず生かされているリビングデッド。
死んだのに生かされている。
Those things are horrifying to look at. The corpses that appeared in the alleyway, according to the legends about vampires, people whose blood has been sucked become new vampires and attack people. And as they keep doing this and growing their numbers, they eventually turn the entire village into a land of death. Or so it goes.
ええ、この町に潜んでいるのはそういう吸血鬼。私は血を吸うことに執心はないし、彼らの仲間でもない。だから互いに殺し合うことに問題は発生しない。
Arkwait says this matter-of-factly. It appears that there are many different types of vampires.
今更でゾッとするんだけど、そいつをやっつけるから俺に盾になれなんてことを言ってやがったのか、お前。
ええ、初めはそのつもりだったわ。あなたなんて嫌がっても盾にしてやる。逃げても鎖で縛り付けて散々怖がらせて使い切ってやるって。
Mystic eyes.
けど
So that choice didn't matter,
話をしているうちに
because it was going to lead to
気
the
が変
same
わっちゃっ
result. So she had been planning on resorting to force. Okay, I'll have to make sure to remember that.
気が変わったってなんでだよ。
た。私の勘違いだったから。私ね、シキ。あなたに殺されて復元するまでの間、あなたは教会の人間だと思っていたの。それなら敵の居場所を掴んでいる可能性もあるし、戦力としても期待できるなって。なのに仕切ったらまるっきり普通の人なんだもん。敵の棺の場所はおろか、吸血鬼のことをまるで知らないし。そもそもあの連中がこんな無神論者の国に代行者を派遣するわけがないし、そもそも一人じゃ動かないものね。師匠と弟子のツーマンセルがあいつらの基本だったわ。
Arkwait is off mumbling to herself. The conversation seems to have gone off the rails a bit, but I'm just happy not to be the subject anymore.
とにかく私の標的はあなたから吸血鬼に戻ったんだ
And
よ。
right back to being the subject.
それはそれでちょっと残念な気もするけど。
Her voice is sprightly, but her words are disturbing. Damn, she still has it out for me, doesn't she? Even though it's natural for her to hate me after what I did, it's not good for my heart to hear her say, I want to kill you with a smile. Seems like she really is planning on killing me the moment I let my guard down.
真面目な話は終わり？じゃ、ベッドにドーン！
は？
And then, with a spring in her step, she strolls over to the bed and flops down on it.
気持ちもいいし、日が沈むまで眠るね。あ、シキも今のうちに休んでおいた方がいいよ。吸血鬼は昼間活動できないから、本格的に見張りをしてもらうのは夜になるんだし。
お前、今自分の存在を全面否定するようなことを言ったって分かってるか？
私はいいの。と、そろそろ限界みたい。それじゃあおやすみなさい、シキ。日が沈んだら起こしてね。
おい！
Arkwait suddenly falls asleep like a car that's had its engine turned off.
マジか。
Unbelievable. She's really asleep. I feel like an idiot for spending their entire time hovering by the door in case I needed to make a run for it. Is this okay? I know it's not for me to say, but is she really fine with this? I was dragged here more or less against my will. I could easily make my escape right now. No, what's more, even though I don't have the same urges I had back then.
俺は一度お前を殺しているんだぞ。
How is she still able to fall asleep so casually? I stare at Arkwig's face. Judging by the gentle rise and fall of her well-rounded chest, it seems she's still breathing. She lies on the bed, her body perfectly still. She looks like a work of art in repose. Softly closed eyelids, long eyelashes, and pretty lips that look vibrant even without lipstick. The swell of her chest is very shapely. The line of her lips is like a hill disappearing into the horizon. Her smooth and slender legs are stretched out across the bed. Demure, yet sensual. Such contradictory words come to mind. A woman like that is fast asleep and defenseless in this royal suite. I've only known her for a short time, and yet she trusts me, the person who brutally killed her, from the bottom of her heart.
バカだなこいつ
Yeah, she's so stupidly honest that it's enough to make you worry for her. In any case, this is a critical juncture. This may be the final crossroads where Tondo Shiki has a chance to turn back. She said she'll make me her shield. But I have enough of all this. I'll run away. I won't lose my way again. I'll stay. Let me say first. I mean, we came all this way, so we might as well stay.
約束したからな
That's right. I've already made a promise. No matter what happens, I don't think I should break it. Arcade is still sleeping. She may not look at it all, but she said that she's weak right now. She also said she was at her limit earlier. In truth, I haven't had a chance yet to think about what I'll do from here, whether I should run or stay. The atmosphere has fallen completely silent. She and I aren't just the only two people in the room, but on the entire floor. I'll put aside for now the question of whether it's rude to count a self-proclaimed vampire as a person.
なんだそりゃ失礼ってどっちに対して言ってんだアホ
I'm giving myself a hard time. After everything that's happened between this morning's game of tag and now, my body and mind are so exhausted that they aren't even functioning properly.
とにかくまずは落ち着こう
I think it's finally time I take a seat, so I leave my position by the door. I sit down on one of the tall chairs by the minibar. I retrieve a bottle of spring water from the refrigerator, pour it into a glass, and take a few sips.
よし
My mood has cleared up a little, thanks to the cooled water. My head is still reeling from all the unbelievable things that's happened since this morning, but I'm going to stay calm, think things over, and decide what I'm going to do from here. So I guess you just completely forgot about school, huh?
マジかよ
This is the second time I've said that today. The first time was directed toward Arcade, but this time it's directed at myself. I can't concentrate because I can hear the sound of the sleeping woman's breathing. Just how desolate can I get? Why am I getting so excited about her now, of all times? I've got to get out of here for a bit. This is probably all because I've gotten over the fear that I felt in the alleyway. I'm sure that if I go out in the hallway and take a breather, I'll be able to dispel this strange fever.
本当に貸し切ってる
There are no employees on the top floor, let alone other guests. The room Arcade's in is in the corner room, right at the end of the hallway. It has the best view, but understandably, it's also a long way down from the elevator hall.
そういえば学校
Oh, now you remember about school. It's a little after 11 o'clock. This isn't the sort of trancy you can just talk your way out of. If the school contacts the mansion, it'll be game over for me, but I can't do much about that now. I can already hear Akia nagging me about this later. No, there's no use thinking about something I can't change.
望み薄だけど有彦にメールしとくか
Feel bad today, skipping. Help me out if you can. I dash out a rough explanation of the situation and make a request for my close friend. I'm not asking him to force it, but I just slip something in it if the opportunity presents itself. I wish I could tell him more about the situation, but...
いやいやそれこそ救急車案件でしょ
If he were to ask if I had finally lost it, I will be completely unable to make a rebuttal. This much is more than enough for a guy like him.
さて
Thinking about his familiar face has calmed me down. Resigning myself to my fate, I return to the room where the self-proclaimed vampire is sleeping. I know I won't get a reply, but I can't resist the force of habit. The woman in white is still sleeping on the bed, her appearance entirely unchanged from earlier. She doesn't give the impression of someone in danger at all. If I didn't know the context, I'd have thought she is a princess from some foreign country. I sit down on the sofa, which I'd so far avoided since I was afraid I'd never be able to get back up again. However, the sofa is the only place where I can keep an eye on both the bed and the door at the same time. What's that flash for? As I feared, the sofa is incredibly comfortable. I feel like I'm going to melt, but I must keep watch. I've got to steel myself and stay on the ground while she sleeps. Still, looking at her like this, she really is nightmarishly beautiful. Her white, smooth-looking skin, her each and every finger a work of art, the gentle curve of her body. The overall portrait is flawless, and the shape of every little detail is without peer. Never before have I seen such a perfectly sculpted figure. No, to be more precise, I never thought I would see something like this in my lifetime. I look up in the ceiling in contemplation. If you put aside the fact that she came back to life after I killed her, and her claims of being a vampire, at the end of the day, Arcuate is an existence that speaks and looks like a human. If she's too weak to take care of things on her own, then that responsibility falls to me.
自分でしでかしたことの責任は自分で取らないとな
Even at the time like this, I'm reminded of the lessons from my childhood. I seem to remember Sensei telling me something. That because I have strange eyes, I attract strange things as a result. If that's the case, I'd better be prepared for anything. But for starters, I need to protect her, tonight, as best I can, just as I promised. White. A dazzling white. The color invokes nostalgic memories. Did he fall asleep? A hot summer day. He fell asleep, didn't he? The blue sky, huge, towering thunderheads on the horizon. The landscape shimmering in the heat. The overwhelming cries of cicadas. The cicada chorus. Both of my hands are in a glossy red, as though they have been splashed with paint. What is this music? The husks of cicadas littered the open ground. The clearing is slowly being burned away, as though the sun is right on top of us. Whoa, what is this scene right here? What the hell? Wow, 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 wow. Akia is crying. Akia, who had always meekly trailed after me, is overflowing with tears. Apart from Akia, there is one other child lying on the ground. The sun's rays bounce across my slick hands. Ah, these hands are cold. The collapsed child is cold. The blood spilling out is red. It's warm.
Shiki.
The adults have arrived. The collapsed child is dead. The adults are screaming. They shout at me, demanding to know if I killed him. What the hell? Is this a past memory? Even by the standards of something as ephemeral as a dream, the vision I just witnessed was something long gone from my memory.